Global stocks suffered their worst week since March, as it appears the constant liquidity puking from the central banks is losing its impact. U.S. stocks, down 6 to 7% across the board, also saw the biggest weekly drawdowns in 7 months. In fact, as Bloomberg notes, in the second half of October, the S&P 500 is down 5%. That, my friends, becomes the worst performance for the final 2 weeks of the month of October since 1987. Oh, and do I remember that year quite well. And by the way, the S&P 500 also suffered its biggest ever loss in the week before a US presidential election. So, what would you call this month's stock market activity? Was it the hunt for red October? Or was it Shocktober? Regardless, we're now on countdown to the chaos for the presidential election coming up next week, so board up your residence and business if you choose so. In the meantime, let's take a look at the market. Today we're going to look at three charts. We're going to do the business from the monthly all the way to the daily chart. So hang on, we're going to be quick. The spiders, the SPY, closed on Friday, 326.54, and this is the 20-year monthly chart. We can see tops here and a top there and the bottom at that point, but you don't really see the danger until we get into the MAC. You see these tops here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. A general downward trend. That's not a good sign, and it looks like the fast line is heading on over. Now, this is a monthly chart, so it's not going to happen immediately, but that is something we need to watch. Moving down into the histogram, you can see the same thing. Very sharp top starting to slide. Moving down further into the price rate of change, you can see the same similarities of these oscillators. They're not looking real healthy. Definitely the RSI on the way down. That is not good. Same sort of thing in stochastics. You got a nice big move here, slightly smaller, even smaller, and dare I say, even smaller. Not looking good. Williams, same thing. Back up here to the price chart. Now, again, this is the monthly. It's not going to happen immediately, but be prepared for some more downside. Not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying be prepared. Let's go to the weekly. And now we're at the 3-year weekly chart on the spiders. Now, I'm not sure why this gap is here, but that often happens with real-time stockquote.com. Not sure why, but it did. Top right there and this top here. So a little bit of a downtrend, and certainly we're sliding. Looks like we went through the 20 EMA. Next stop will be probably the 50 EMA. Not sure if that's going to happen. I think the odds are 50-50. Moving on down here, you can see that volume is sliding. Now, this is a little bit more ominous. The MAC, we had this bigger move here, and this was a very weak short move. We've come through here. That doesn't mean that we're going to repeat this here. Doesn't even mean we're going to repeat this. All this means is that we are heading down, at least for now. Hopefully it turns into one of these where we go down for a ways and we pop right back up. Into the histogram, not going to be able to tell much from that. Here into the price rate of change, we're near that zero line. It's about time we have a move, a sawtooth back on up. I think that'll happen here sooner or later. We'll know when we get to the daily. We'll go through that. Here into the RSI. Now, this one moved below the 50 line or midline, so it's weakening. The stochastic, that's weakening too, but it's still above that 50 line. And into the Williams, we can see that the Williams now is into the oversold territory, but we can stay down there for a while. Not sure how long we're going to stay. All I'm saying is that everything looks to be heading on down now. So again, be prepared for further downside. Back up here to the price chart. One last look. Now let's go to the daily chart. and see what that says. And now we're looking at the 6-month daily on their spiders, the SPY. Anybody can see a natural stopping point. It would be about this line here. Moving on over. Not a perfectly straight line, but you get the idea. We stopped here in late July. We also stopped there in, say, mid-late September. So again, that would be perhaps a natural point. And you can see a little bit of congestion starting to occur here. And that congestion will happen at turns in the market. You see that there as well as here. So that would be my expectation for now. However, Tuesday is the election, so all bets are off. I'm going to give you the probabilities, but be prepared for the unexpected. Moving down here, we had another day of selling. Here into the MAC, you'll want to watch this. Still a pretty good separation between the fast and slow line. We definitely need that fast line to start turning. We don't see that yet, so I'm not calling a bottom at this point in time, but I don't think we're too far away. I think it will be perhaps next week, the week after. Down here into the histogram, you pretty much see the same sort of thing. We need the histogram to start reducing, moving on up, as it did, say, during here and during there. Moving here into the price rate change, much the same there. We're still heading on down. We need a bit more sawtoothing to occur at a bottom and make something like that with it heading on up. We don't see any sign of that yet. We do see that in the relative strength index. We have a couple of sawtooths here. So we'll see where this one goes next week, but maybe that can start setting up a basing bottoming in this area here. Again, stochastics, one of my favorite in these kind of periods. The fast line just took a little bit of a curve or turn, but not as sharp as before. But we still need some sawtoothing to occur, and that sawtoothing can take a week, maybe a little bit longer, especially with the election coming up. We do see a little bit of sawtoothing there in the Williams, but again, such as here, it took 3/4 of the month to occur and turn. So we're just starting into this right now. It can take some time. Moving back up, I'm going to be watching that MAC. That's going to be my best indicator of a turn in the market. We'll want to see something like that, but we don't see it yet. Back on up here to the price chart, we do see the price, again, the congestion here. So hopefully that will turn these oscillators as well, and hopefully we can get a turn in the market above that line there. But for now, that's the best I can give you, especially with the chaos that can occur next week. And so for today, that's ChewDog Charts. Thank you.